What if finding tranquility and clarity in life was as simple as removing what no longer serves us, quietly and thoughtfully? Today, we delve into the heart of Stoicism to uncover 10 things you must silently remove from your life. But why in silence? Because, dear viewer, in the quietude lies the power to truly listen, to reflect, and to connect deeply with our inner selves. It's in these moments of silent introspection that we discover the strength to let go of what no longer serves us, making room for growth, clarity, and an unwavering sense of peace. In this journey we're about to embark upon, we'll explore how eliminating certain elements from our lives, not with grand gestures, but with thoughtful, quiet resolve, can transform us. We're not just decluttering our external world, we're clearing out the mental and emotional clutter that holds us back. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer path to not just understanding Stoicism, but living it. So embrace the serene calmness that envelops you, and embark on a journey to declutter your surroundings, both physically and mentally. Through the peaceful silence that surrounds you, discover the path to tranquility and unlock the doorway to genuine happiness that awaits on the other side. Number 1. Negative self-talk. In the silent conversations we have with ourselves, too often, the tone is not one of kindness, but of criticism. Negative self-talk, a common adversary in our journey toward inner peace, can be the loudest voice in the room, even in the absence of sound. It chips away at our self-esteem, colors our perceptions with doubt, and obstructs the path to personal fulfillment. But what if I told you that the power to mute this discouraging dialogue lies within you? How do we begin this transformation? Start by recognizing these negative patterns. Acknowledge them, but don't let them define you. Instead, challenge these thoughts with questions. Is this really true? Would I talk to someone I love this way? By questioning our self-criticism, we start to disarm its power. Next, replace these harsh judgments with positive affirmations. For every negative thought, counter it with a positive truth about yourself. It's not about denying your feelings, but redirecting your focus towards growth and self-compassion. Practicing gratitude plays a pivotal role in this shift. Each day, identify 3 things you're grateful for about yourself. This practice cultivates a mindset of abundance and appreciation, diluting the potency of self-criticism. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences, be it through uplifting literature, motivational podcasts, or supportive companions, also nurtures a positive internal dialogue. Remember, the environment we create for ourselves can either feed the negative self-talk or starve it of its power. In silence, let's commit to being our own ally, speaking to ourselves with the kindness we would offer a dear friend. By transforming our inner dialogue, we pave the way for a life of tranquility, self-acceptance, and Stoic strength. Number 2. Excessive materialism. In a world that often measures success by material wealth and possessions, it's easy to fall into the trap of excessive materialism. This constant pursuit of the next best thing can lead us into a cycle of dissatisfaction and perpetual wanting, far removed from the Stoic ideal of contentment and simplicity. Stoicism reminds us that true happiness comes not from the abundance of possessions, but from a richness of the soul. The Stoic practice of focusing on what truly matters encourages us to question our desires for material goods. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This powerful statement challenges us to reflect on our relationship with material possessions and to discern between need and desire. To break free from the clutches of excessive materialism, start by conducting a mindful audit of your belongings. Ask yourself, does this item add value to my life? Does it bring me joy, or does it simply occupy space? This process of decluttering isn't just about creating a more minimalist environment. It's a metaphor for removing the clutter from our minds and hearts, allowing us to focus on what truly enriches our lives. Replacing the habit of accumulation with experiences that foster growth and connection is another step towards overcoming materialism. Investing in relationships, personal development, and the joy of experiences over possessions can dramatically shift our perception of what it means to live a fulfilled life. Furthermore, practicing gratitude for what we already have diminishes the allure of constant acquisition. By appreciating our current blessings, we cultivate a sense of abundance that no amount of material possessions can provide. In silence, let us reflect on the role materialism plays in our lives. By consciously choosing to prioritize our spiritual and emotional wealth over physical accumulation, we align closer with Stoic principles, finding contentment and happiness in the simplicity and authenticity of our existence. Number 3. Toxic relationships. Navigating through life's vast social landscape, we occasionally find ourselves entangled in relationships that drain our energy rather than enrich our being. These toxic connections, characterized by negativity, manipulation, or constant strife, can profoundly impact our mental and emotional well-being. Stoicism, with its emphasis on inner peace and self-mastery, offers a path to recognizing and releasing these harmful ties. The Stoic approach to dealing with toxic relationships begins with the recognition of our own power and control over our reactions and interactions. Epictetus, a figurehead in Stoic philosophy, asserted, "We have the power over the impressions we choose to accept." This wisdom invites us to reassess our emotional responses to others, understanding that while we may not control their actions, we certainly govern our reactions and the degree to which we let them affect us. The next step is to establish boundaries. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-respect and the courage to say no to situations and relationships that threaten our peace. Setting and enforcing these boundaries is not an act of aggression, but a declaration of self-worth and a necessary step towards preserving our well-being. Detachment from toxic relationships does not mean harboring bitterness or animosity. Instead, it involves a silent and compassionate letting go, recognizing that everyone is on their own path, and sometimes paths diverge for the health and growth of all involved. Forgiveness, both for ourselves and others, plays a crucial role in this process. It frees us from the weight of past grievances, allowing us to move forward with lighter hearts and a clearer mind. In practicing detachment, we should also seek to cultivate and nurture positive relationships. Surrounding ourselves with supportive, understanding, and uplifting individuals creates a positive feedback loop that enhances our growth and happiness. As we make room in our lives for more wholesome connections, the impact of toxic ones diminishes and our emotional resilience strengthens. In silence, reflect on the relationships in your life. Are they sources of joy and growth, or do they bring discomfort and pain? Embrace the Stoic practice of mindful detachment and boundary setting to protect your peace. Remember, the company you keep is a reflection of your values and the life you aspire to live. Choose wisely. Choose healthily. Number 4. Procrastination. Procrastination, the art of delaying what we know must be done, is a thief of time and a barrier to our growth and achievements. It's a challenge we all face, yet its resolution is critical for living a life aligned with Stoic virtues of discipline, productivity, and self-control. Stoicism teaches us the value of living in the present and making wise use of our time, for as Seneca wisely pointed out, It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. The first step in conquering procrastination is to understand its roots. Often it stems from fear of failure, fear of the effort required, or fear of not meeting our own or others' expectations. Stoicism encourages us to face these fears head-on, to question the validity of our apprehensions, and to remind ourselves of the impermanence of life and the importance of acting with purpose and urgency. To combat procrastination, begin by setting clear, actionable goals. Break down larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps, making the process less daunting and more achievable. This method not only simplifies our tasks, but also provides us with a clear roadmap to follow, reducing the overwhelm that often leads to procrastination. Another Stoic principle that can help us tackle procrastination is the practice of mindfulness and living in the moment. By focusing on the present task, rather than worrying about future obligations or dwelling on past failures, we engage fully with our work, making it both more productive and more enjoyable. Discipline, a cornerstone of Stoicism, is also crucial in overcoming procrastination. It involves training ourselves to follow through with our plans and commitments, even when we lack the motivation. Discipline requires practice and persistence, but over time, it becomes a habit that propels us toward our goals with less effort. Finally, embrace the concept of amor fati, love of fate. Whatever task lies before you, approach it with enthusiasm and see it as an opportunity to grow and excel. By shifting our mindset to view every task, no matter how mundane or challenging, as a chance to practice virtue, we can overcome the inertia of procrastination and move forward with a positive and proactive attitude. In silence, reflect on the tasks you've been avoiding. Consider the fleeting nature of time and the importance of acting now, not later. Embrace discipline, set actionable goals, and practice mindfulness to conquer procrastination, aligning your actions with the Stoic pursuit of a purposeful and fulfilling life. Number 5. Unhealthy habits. Unhealthy habits, from excessive screen time to poor dietary choices, act as barriers to our physical and mental well-being. They are the silent detractors that, over time, erode our quality of life and hinder our path to Stoic tranquility and self-mastery. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-discipline and control, offers a framework for confronting and overcoming these detrimental patterns. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, teaches us that freedom is not secured by fulfilling desire, but by eliminating it. This principle can be directly applied to breaking free from unhealthy habits. It begins with recognition and honesty about the habits that harm us, followed by a determined effort to detach from these desires and replace them with actions that nurture our well-being. One effective Stoic practice is the implementation of small, daily disciplines. Instead of attempting to overhaul your life overnight, focus on making incremental changes. For example, if excessive screen time is an issue, start by dedicating specific hours of the day to digital detox. Similarly, if poor eating habits are a concern, begin by introducing one healthy meal a day, gradually increasing this over time. Mindfulness is another key Stoic tool in combating unhealthy habits. By being fully present and conscious of our choices, we can question the impulse behind our actions. Is this habit serving a deeper need or merely providing a temporary escape? Mindfulness helps us break the cycle of automatic behavior, allowing for more intentional and healthful decision-making. Accountability plays a crucial role in this process. Sharing your goals and progress with a trusted friend or family member can provide the external motivation needed to stay on track. Furthermore, documenting your journey, either through journaling or other means, offers a reflective space to recognize your achievements and areas for improvement. Lastly, The Stoic practice of reflecting on the impermanence of life can inspire us to live more healthily. Remembering that our time is limited motivates us to treat our bodies and minds with respect and care, ensuring that we live each day to its fullest potential. Number 6. The need for external validation. In our interconnected world, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of seeking external validation for our self-worth. Social media, with its likes, shares, and comments, can amplify this craving, leading us to measure our value by the standards and approval of others. Yet Stoicism teaches us that true contentment and self-esteem come from within, from living a life in accordance with virtue and our own moral standards. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, reminds us, "It is not the opinion of others that disturbs you, but your opinion about these opinions." This profound insight encourages us to detach our sense of self-worth from the fleeting judgments of others and to instead focus on our internal compass of right and wrong. To begin distancing ourselves from the need for external validation, we must first cultivate a strong sense of self-awareness. Reflect on your values, your principles, and what you stand for. When you know who you are and what you believe in, the opinions of others hold less sway over your emotions and decisions. Practicing self-validation is another crucial step. Celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small, and recognize your progress and efforts. By affirming your own achievements, you build a reservoir of self-esteem that does not depend on external accolades. Additionally, engaging in activities that align with your values and bring you intrinsic satisfaction reinforces your sense of self-worth. Whether it's volunteering, creative pursuits, or physical activities, these endeavors provide a sense of fulfillment that external validation cannot replicate. Lastly, Stoicism teaches us the power of reflection. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on your actions and choices. Did you live according to your values? How did you respond to the need for external validation? This practice of self-examination fosters a deeper connection with oneself, reducing the reliance on external sources of approval. Number 7. Regret and dwelling on the past. Regret is a common human experience, a reflection on past actions or decisions that we wish we could change. While introspection and learning from our past are valuable, dwelling excessively on our regrets can tether us to past moments, inhibiting our ability to move forward and live in the present. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this paralysis by regret: the practice of acceptance and focus on the present. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, advised, "We should always allow some time to elapse, for time discloses the truth." This perspective encourages us to see regret not as a burden, but as a teacher. It's important to acknowledge our regrets, understand the lessons they offer, and then gently let them go, focusing instead on the actions we can take in the present. To liberate ourselves from the grip of regret, we must first practice forgiveness, starting with ourselves. This involves accepting that we are fallible beings who make mistakes. Self-forgiveness is not about excusing our past actions, but about acknowledging them and committing to better choices moving forward. Next, Stoicism teaches us the value of focusing on what we control and letting go of what we cannot. The past is beyond our control. What remains within our power is our reaction to it and the decisions we make now. By channeling our energies into present actions and attitudes, we can create a future unburdened by past regrets. Furthermore, transforming regret into gratitude can shift our perspective from what went wrong to what we can learn and how we can grow. Each experience, no matter how regrettable, offers insights and opportunities for personal development. By adopting a mindset of gratitude for these lessons, we reduce the emotional weight of our regrets. Number 8. Worrying over things outside your control. One of the most liberating teachings of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. Much of our anxiety and worry stem from focusing on things outside our control, the actions of others, the outcome of events, or the state of the world. Epictetus, a leading Stoic philosopher, famously said, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." Recognizing and accepting the limits of our control can significantly reduce worry and lead to a more peaceful and contented life. To begin embracing this Stoic wisdom, start by identifying the sources of your worry. Ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, then it's an invitation to practice letting go. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent to the world around us, but rather choosing not to let what we can't control consume our inner peace. One practical way to reduce worry about uncontrollable outcomes is to focus on your response to them. While you may not have control over an event, you do control how you react. This shift in focus empowers you to take constructive action within the sphere of your influence, rather than feeling helpless. Additionally, practicing mindfulness can help you stay grounded in the present moment, where you have the most control. Mindfulness encourages us to observe our thoughts and worries without judgment, allowing us to detach from them and focus on the here and now. Embracing the concept of amor fati, or love of fate, is another Stoic strategy for dealing with worries about the uncontrollable. This means accepting everything that happens as not only necessary, but beneficial, for it is part of the natural order of things. This acceptance doesn't come easily, but it is a powerful practice for cultivating inner peace and resilience. Number 9. Overcommitment and lack of boundaries. In our quest to succeed, please others, or simply because we fear missing out, we often find ourselves overcommitted, stretched thin across too many obligations. This overextension can lead to stress, burnout, and a drift away from our core values and goals. Stoicism, with its emphasis on living according to nature and focusing on what truly matters, teaches us the importance of setting boundaries and saying no to what is superfluous. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, urged the pursuit of a well-ordered life, one that is aligned with one's principles and not led astray by unnecessary engagements. To achieve this, it is essential to practice discernment, identifying which commitments align with our values and which do not. This involves a deep understanding of oneself and what one truly values, rather than adherence to societal expectations or the desire to be seen as indispensable. The act of saying no, while it may seem difficult, is a powerful assertion of self-respect and a necessary step towards maintaining our focus on what is genuinely important. It's about quality over quantity, choosing engagements that enrich and align with our personal growth rather than diluting our energy across too many fronts. Setting boundaries is also a crucial aspect of managing overcommitment. This means clearly defining what you are willing to accept in your professional and personal life and where you draw the line. Communicating these boundaries respectfully yet firmly helps manage others' expectations and protects your time and energy. To implement these Stoic principles, start by conducting a review of your current commitments. Ask yourself, does this activity contribute to my personal or professional growth? Does it align with my core values? If the answer is no, consider ways to respectfully disengage from that commitment. Furthermore, practice the art of mindful decision-making before taking on new commitments. Pause and reflect on the potential impact of this engagement on your time, energy, and goals. This mindfulness ensures that your commitments are intentional and meaningful. Number 10. Comparing yourself to others. The habit of comparing ourselves to others is a deep-seated one, often leaving us feeling inadequate, envious, or resentful. In the eyes of Stoicism, this tendency not only disturbs our inner peace, but also detracts from our personal growth. Stoics advocate for focusing on our own journey, emphasizing self-improvement and the cultivation of personal virtues over external comparison. Epictetus highlighted that each individual has their own path with unique challenges and strengths. He advised, "Don't compare yourself with anyone else in the world. If you do so, you're insulting yourself." This serves as a reminder that comparison can only lead to dissatisfaction, as it shifts our focus from our potential to perceived deficits relative to others. To combat the tendency to compare, Stoicism teaches us to turn our gaze inward. Concentrate on your progress, setting personal goals, and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small. This internal benchmarking fosters a sense of accomplishment and gratitude for one's own journey, irrespective of others' paths. Another Stoic practice is to reflect on the impermanence and external nature of the things we often envy in others, whether wealth, status, or appearance. Marcus Aurelius noted that these are not good indicators of a person's virtue or happiness, and that true worth lies in wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline. By valuing these internal virtues over external achievements, we can mitigate the urge to compare ourselves with others. Gratitude plays a crucial role in shifting our perspective from comparison to contentment, regularly acknowledging and appreciating what we have, rather than lamenting what we lack, reduces feelings of envy, and fosters a more fulfilling Stoic way of living. As we conclude our journey through the 10 Stoic practices for decluttering our lives, it's essential to remember that the path to inner peace and fulfillment is a personal and ongoing one. Each practice, from silencing negative self-talk to ceasing the habit of comparison, serves as a stepping stone towards a more mindful, content, and virtuous life. Stoicism doesn't call for drastic changes overnight, but for a steady, reflective shift in how we perceive and interact with our internal and external worlds. This journey is not about achieving perfection, but about progressing towards a life aligned with our true nature and values. The silence in which we're encouraged to delete these 10 things from our lives isn't a void, but a space for growth, reflection, and the cultivation of inner peace. It's in this quietude that we find the strength to let go of what no longer serves us and embrace the practices that lead to true happiness and fulfillment. Remember, the Stoic path is one of self-mastery, resilience, and harmony with the world. By focusing on what is within our control, embracing our imperfections, and cultivating virtues, we forge a life not defined by external circumstances, but by our inner wisdom and peace. Let's carry forward the lessons learned, mindful of the transient nature of life, and committed to living each day with purpose, gratitude, and serenity. Now, it's your turn to engage and reflect. Which of these Stoic principles will you incorporate into your life first? Drop a comment below to share your insights or the steps you're planning to take towards a more serene existence. If this guide to embracing Stoicism resonates with you, consider passing it along to someone in your circle who might also find value in simplifying their life. Subscribe to stay updated with more content that aims to enrich your journey towards inner peace and fulfillment. Let's embark on this path of Stoic simplicity together. What's the first change you're committed to making?